Okay, so it's the 16th of October, and this week is Indy. Woo! We're going to Indianapolis later, and that is super exciting. And I know not everyone on the call is going to be able to be there, but a lot of you are. And whether you are going to be there or not, we have information for you on this call tonight. So that's exciting. So the first thing that I do want to say is if you are going to Indy and you have not registered for the Howling at the Moon event, thank you, Luann, for putting that together. She gets the corner on the fun market, so it should be a really fun event. If you haven't registered, there is a link on Infinite Juice Plus Team Facebook page, or you can private message me. It's just a lot easier to have that housekeeping taken care of before we get there, and it is going to be a really fun event. Okay, so there's that. And the first, I wanted to bring Luann on. So we've got Peggy and Luann who are going to be sharing some information tonight. And it is, yes, about Indy, but more about like events and building your business, utilizing events. So Luann's going to take the first part, which is if you are not attending Indy. So go, Lou.
Okay, well, first I do want to, I feel a little bad. You might be having a major case of FOMO going on because we'll be there and you won't. And for those of you who don't know what FOMO is, it is fear of
missing out.
You're younger than we are.
Yep, fear of missing out. So for those of you not going, though, we will be thinking of you and we will be posting things, and we want you to go and watch those things. So be checking several times a day, both the Infinite Juice Plus Facebook page and Voxer, because we will have live videos and we will have things that we see, and we don't even know what updates are coming, and we'll be posting updates. And so make sure you are really plugged in and with us. Also, visualize Phoenix. Picture Phoenix. You are sitting in Phoenix, you are at the conference, and you have your own personal team of people with you. Who are those people? Put those names on lists now while we're here, while we're in Phoenix, or while we're in Indy, and you have use our energy. We will be there. Use our energy to really fill up your Phoenix conference spaces. And the Phoenix conference is April 26th through 28th. So put that on your calendar now and start, if you do airline alerts or Travelocity or any of those other ones where they tell you when, low fares are coming up, but picture being there. Get there. Wednesday is always better, leaving on Sunday. And while we're there, we're working, we're having fun, but we'll be working. And even though you're being left behind does not mean you have to take the time off. We expect you to be working your business even more diligently and more focused than normal, because there's so much juice plusness going to be in the air. So for those, picture who is it you've been wanting to call, pick up that 500-pound phone, do the stepping really beyond your zone and get your business growing. Make it be that it was okay that you missed this, because you're going to be missing a very big deal, and you will feel a little better about it if you also have a slew of customers that you've just attracted. Also, Jan will show you how, but we're going to be suggesting that you watch at least 1 or 2 NMD speeches daily while we're there. So watch them from your virtual office, and not these, they're not posted yet, but last conference, Anaheim's conference, there's several amazing NMD speeches. And Jan, you want to show them how to, or?
Yeah. Well, are you done with your part?
One of the things, not quite yet, I want to say is also right after the conference is going to be great wrap-up calls. And even if you do go to conference, I highly recommend listening to as many different teams' wrap-up calls as you can, because they do it, like they really get the hot nuggets of what was at that conference. And you don't, even if you're there, you might miss things. So check your Voxer, got FOMO, virtual. No, I think that is pretty much it. And if you are not going, still stay on the line till the end of this, because we have some big announcements coming up that apply to everybody. So for now, that's it. I'll plug in later if I need to. But Jan, talk about the virtual office.
I will. I'm going to share my screen here. Hang on a second. Okay, can you guys see that? Peggy, give me a thumbs up if you can see it. Okay, great. Okay, so what we've got is from your virtual office, if you go to events and then you go down to leadership conference, it brings up this page, and on the right hand side it says NMD feature videos, this Juice Plus virtual franchise YouTube page. So I'm going to click there, and this brings up virtual franchise videos that are from conferences that have been in the past. All right, so what I want you to do is scroll down. There's various ones that you can watch, but really I would encourage you to watch right here these national marketing director speeches, and I'll suggest in our Infinite Juice Plus team page a couple that I think that were standouts for me personally. And you know, Luann, Peggy, if you were at conference before, you can pipe in and talk about some that you really liked. But if you see here, like Kristen Nolan, hers is a little longer than normal because she had some extenuating circumstances, and a big surprise that I will not mention now. You got to watch it to get the surprise. It was so worth it. That's why hers is a little longer. But if you scroll down, Alice Harden, hers was unbelievably good. Just, you know, scrolling down, Lauren Berry, some of the ones that I really, really liked. I'm just continuing down here because some of the ones I really like were a little further down. You can see how many NMDs we had per conference. So Tammy Lamison's was very good. Todd Mel's was outstanding, as was Robin Eisenbison. These are a little cool, shorter. They're, you know, Todd's was 7 minutes, Robin's is 7 minutes, Rebecca's is 7 minutes. And I'm telling you, like, if you take 15 minutes a day and really watch a couple of these NMD speeches, you'll be in solidarity with us while we are in Indy. Okay, and remember how to get there. That was from your virtual office, events, leadership conference, and then to make it easier for everybody, when we're done with this call, I'll post that YouTube link. So that way you can see those as well. And if you want to be inspired, anytime you want to be inspired, those stories are just fantastic. Okay, so with that, I want to turn it over to Peggy, who is going to cover some tips to get the most out of your conference experience for those who are attending. Peggy?
Yeah, well, thanks, Jen. Woohoo! Yeah, I'm traveling early Wednesday morning, so I'm looking forward to really learning a lot there. You know, this is, I think, my 5th or 6th conference, and so it just really gives that opportunity to see the bigger picture and really catch that energy and really make ourselves contagious, I think, and that's what we bring back. So, you know, we want to maximize our efforts, so we definitely want to have fun. Okay, so that's a big thing, but as Lou mentioned, we are there working, and what we're there remembering our intention and our purpose is to really be able to take those tools and use them, whatever we learn, for our conference, post-conference, and in our business. So we'll go have fun, but make it a learning experience. So one of the things I really like to do is when you're sitting there taking your notes is make sure that you have, like, you know, title, your date, and who is speaking, because, you know, we're going to go back and we're not going to remember that. So writing it down, then taking, you know, good notes. And then a lot of times when I'm sitting there doing something like that, it's like, oh yeah, I should do this, or I contact so-and-so. So I put off in the margin, I make a note, and then I star it and circle it, you know, so that when I get back, I can actually come back and take a look at all that stuff. So that's a good segue into having our calendar post conference. So really, you should have time in your calendar to take those action items that you have, those people that you wanted to contact, to go ahead and do that. So block out that time if you think it's going to be an hour to do some reach outs or 2 hours, but build that into your calendar after conference, okay? Because you're going to have people that when you leave for conference, they're not on your mind. But when you come back from conference, they are, and you need to make sure you have them in your calendar. Okay. And then speaking in calendar is that we still want to have our calendar filled with activity post-conference. So we still have time to do that. So don't let getting prepped and ready and wrapped up and going to conference overtake that we're still in business for another, 24 to 48 hours. So make sure that you have appointments scheduled for that week, because when you come back, you're going to be energized and you really want to hit the ground running, but you don't want to wake up in the morning and go, what do I do? Who do I talk to? So now is the time to build your calendar post-conference, okay? Leaving time to do your actions and then having new people that you want to talk to. And then also we talk about, you have access. We have the app. And Jan, we talked about it, but I don't remember the name of the app. Is it just Juice Plus Live is the app? Okay, so Juice Plus Live, the app, and what's on there is the information, the agenda. So bringing that into play then is, this is the first year where we don't have competing breakout sessions. However, you still need to make sure that you're attending those sessions and paying attention to what they are. So you don't need to make a choice, but be very mindful. If you have to take lunch at that time when there isn't a breakout session, and really do it. So like, even though it's not your favorite topic, go, because that's an area of opportunity for you to learn and grow with and become more of an expert on it. I think that's just because one day there's a couple different Tower Garden opportunities, and this is, Tower Garden is just blowing up on us in the school systems and in our communities. So really take advantage of that. Say, where am I weak, and where can this be an area of opportunity for me? So make sure that you're attending those. Okay. The other thing is that as the people here at home are still working their business and they're meeting people, well, we get to meet people on a different level, not so much as meeting people for prospects, but we're meeting sidelines and sharing our stories and hearing how they do things, and get their contact information, become Facebook friends, and see how they run their business, because, having all these different resources is just amazing. We're unlimited on resources. You may be standing next to an NMD and glean a lot of information from them, and they're not going to be just go, no, I'm an NMD, I'm not going to share. No, they're more than willing to share. I mean, for example, Holly and I were on our flight back from Anaheim last year, and we got to sit next to Alice Harden after she had done her NMD speech, and it was just like, oh my gosh, the energy was just there, and it was exciting. And, so you don't know who you're going to be speaking to. You really want to learn from them, share your story, ask questions, and really build your Juice Plus family. And then, let's see.
Another great thing when you're meeting new people, share your story. It's a great opportunity to exchange stories, ask someone their story, because everyone knows we all have our 30-second story ready. And it's great for them to practice and for you, and to you to hear someone else's.
Yeah, great, Lou. And so then one of the other things, well, a couple other things here to talk about is running with the bulls. So what this is for the new people is, this is that fun competitive thing that running for the bulls is vying for good position in the huge conference hall. When there's 8,000 people there, it's it's much more energy and much more engaging when we can sit up front. We have 30 people from the Infinite Juice Plus team going, and we'd like to sit together. So needing some people who can help us out and run and save seats. So there's a little bit of strategy. There's a little biting and kicking and elbows. There you go, Kelly. I love it. Yes. So looking for people to be able to help us out with that and running for the bulls, because again, sitting together, we really can learn a lot on that piece. And then typically Saturday night is the night when we do the wrap-up party with the bigger team, with the peak team, and Sean and Jennifer usually hand out a form that just says, hey, what are your 6-month goals? So I really want people to really think about this, and this is why we're already talking about Phoenix is that we really run conference to conference. A lot of that is tied to our promotions and doing that, but it's also a good time frame for us to conceivably look at things and set goals. I mean, if we set 5-year goals, those are a little bit harder to imagine versus 6-month. So I like the 6-month goals, and really to sit there and think about that. And then I'm going to ask each one of you is to reach out to your upline, okay, or your mentor, whoever you're working with, and set up a time to really sit down, nail down your goals, and put together an action plan, okay? But, you know, we're going to come back energized, and we want to be able to take advantage of that energy that we have. So make sure that you are reaching out to those people, and, you know, that we're going to be more than willing and happy to help you do that, because, again, we're a team, and we want everybody to be energized from top down and bottom up, okay? But we do ask that you reach out to your upline because it's your business, and we want you to be able to make sure that you take part with that. Okay, let's see. And just, I think, Jan, did you guys have anything else you want to input on ways that we can make conference our best experience?
You know what? I think you really covered so much, Peggy. I think, can you guys hear me better with the headset? I know that my computer's a little funky.
It's good.
Good. Okay. That was great. You covered a ton of information, and my favorite tip was the one you talked about. What Sean always talks about is, you know, find a way as you're sitting there. And what he suggests is that you actually keep the first page of your notebook blank as you're taking notes. And in the past, they have given us these little booklets that cover, you know, we can take our notes in these little booklets, which is really nice. I mean, bring a notebook just in case they don't have one this time, but it's a little notebook for us to follow along. And what I suggest is either leave the first page of this blank or keep a separate notebook where you've got a blank page, because as you're sitting there, you're going to be going, Aunt Mary, I really need to reach out to Aunt Mary, and, you know, write her name down in that list. Or then you're thinking, oh my gosh, I should contact the gym about doing smoothie shots after the workouts. You know, write those ideas down. So as things pop into your head, those are inspirations. I personally believe they're divinely guided. So, you know, write them down, because that's what's going to help you when you go back. That's like your cheat sheet, your quick list. And then please do carve out time, whether it's Sunday on the plane or, you know, when you get home, whatever. Actually, it's ideal if you can do it before you get home, to really read through your notes, because we take them and, you know, it's day after day, and then all of a sudden we just, you know, put the little binder on our desks. Read through your notes. Those notes are so valuable to you. And like Luann said, there will be many conference wrap-up calls. I know we'll be talking about some highlights next Monday on our team call, and the Peak team is going to be doing a wrap-up, a big wrap-up as a conference call on October 30th, which is the following Monday. But we'll be putting in Voxer, like the Beavers usually do a wrap-up, and Wendy Campbell. We'll be putting those into Voxer and on Facebook for you. Plug into them. I cannot tell you, I don't know how many conferences I've been to. I've lost track, but I sit in on those calls and I go, was I at that conference? I don't remember that at all, right? So it's really nice to hear other people's what they felt was important, and then just that reinforcement, because obviously Peggy talked about the Tower Gardens, but it's going to be a big focus on Omegas too, and that will be really exciting. So the other thing that I wanted to mention is, Peggy talked about having your calendar full before we go into conference, whether it, for afterwards, whether you're doing, inspiring healthy living events or salad in a jar events. And this is something that we're going to get into a little bit more. There'll be some trainings dedicated to this topic, and it's a topic of inviting for events. Okay, but for right now, what I want you guys to really think about is when you're talking, like in selling, there is a feature and there is a benefit. And this is probably not new to most of you, but you could say, okay, Juice Plus, the feature, it's 30 fruits, veggies, and berries in a capsule. Okay, that's a feature. The benefit is how it makes us feel, right? What it does for us personally. All right, and the same is true with an event. So the features would be the details. Hey, it's Thursday night, it's at my house, it's at 7 o'clock. The benefit is why does that person want to come? All right, so when you're inviting, instead of focusing on some of the details, focus on why somebody would want to come to that event. You know, if it's a person, and think about that person, what motivates that person. If they're a person that loves fun, like, oh my God, it's going to be such a great event. We're going to have so much fun. There's some really cool, funny people I want you to meet, or the speaker is, you know, not only educational, but entertaining. You know, if it's an information type of person, oh my gosh, they're going to go through the research studies. You know, I mean, there's going to be a lot of good information for you. If it's someone who has kids, whatever their struggle is, like try and focus on how the event is going to benefit them. Okay, I think, what was it? What's in it for me, Peggy? What'd you call it? Whiffum?
Whiffum.
Whiffum. What's in it for me? What's in it for me, right? So as we're inviting for events, think about the other person. And I am sharing this with you because this is something that I tend to do. I'm all about the details. Hey, it's at my house. It's at 7:30, you know, park in the driveway. I mean, that kind of thing, as opposed to why does that person want to come? Okay. So think about that. And the last thing that I want to end with is that we have 2 announcements. Okay. The first is a little premature here. I want you guys, I know that there is a huge contest that we're going to be announcing on Saturday in Phoenix. Okay. I'm sorry. That was a Freudian slip, I think. In Indy, we're going to be announcing something really, really big, and it has to do with Phoenix Conference. So you're going to want to be there to hear what that is, and as soon as it's announced, we'll be all over social media telling you it's a big dang deal. All right, and it is on the contest variety, and it is such a big dang deal that even Luann and I, as national marketing directors, get a chance to win. Okay, so it's a big deal. So keep your ears open for that one. And then the other thing is that Luann and I talked earlier today, and we decided on a much smaller scale that we are putting out a customer contest for the month of October. This month. So the person with the most new customers from my team and the person with the most new customers from Luann's team will both receive a $50 Amazon gift card.
Yay.
So that's something, I mean, it helps with, you know, get something special for yourself or whatever it is that you want to do, right? So that is effective now, and we'll be tallying that up at the end of the month. It is your responsibility to get those numbers to your upline or to me or to Luann or whomever, so that we know, you know, you have to give us a list of your customers, and we will do, as always, a trio. Counts as 2. Orchard and Garden is 1, and the Vineyard is considered a separate order. Okay.
Are you counting omegas now?
Absolutely. That would be, absolutely. Yes.
Does Tower Garden count for 1 or what?
I knew there'd be somebody asking me a question that I wasn't. We say, how about a new Tower Garden counts for what, Lou? 2?
2 or 3.
You threw her for a loop on that one.
Yeah, 2 or 3. It'll be posted on Facebook.
Yeah, we will post that.
You're so good.
Yeah, we try. So, all right, I'm going to stop.
What you're going to call all of it? Well, like trio is fruit, veggie, vineyard. Will all of it be like a quad? The 4-pack?
a six pack because we're all going to be in such great shape. All right, I'm going to stop the recording here. Hang on.